Taking on Cornelius Keegan from Kenya. On table number 2 we have Maluva leading BK by 11 frames to 9. On table number 1 we have the Kenyan captain and also MCHANA captain Collins Tuwei, aka CT, leading Saif Haman from Tanzania, but currently tied at 2-2. Sorry. number 7, we have the Q Masters International Champions in the form of Roy Kabwe, taking on another of Kenyan sensation, Cornelius Kigen.
Anything you want. What you buy? What I have? I've always told you. Have I not? Have I not proved? Yes. Mungu salama. This is a whole new crew.
Someone. Here's the mic. Someone
different. So will you start kazi?
We start.
Kwanza nataka nipige live stream yangu kwanza moja. What?
That.
Sema watu wa mtandao. This is what we're doing here. What do I need to know?
Check, mic, check.
Yeah, they've just started. We shall reach the 1K.
A very good afternoon, MCHANA Pool Club. Welcome to this top class stream, top class match, top class images, top class player, top class competition. Give me a thumbs up if you believe in what you're saying. Also, just for me to know that you can clearly pick the video as good as is the audio feed. Now, arguably, Zimbabwe's finest player returns to the country where he won the biggest match, biggest competition of them all that have happened in the history of African pool, at least in terms of the prize structure, having won 11,000 and $600 US, winning the Timbuktu International Competition in Eldoret, 6 hours from Nairobi, where we are. What makes Ishka a very special player nowadays, not just in Zimbabwe but also on the African continent. That kind of performance is what fetches him a place in this comp, which has 16 players participating only by invitation. The MCHANA, the Grand MCHANA Africa Super 8-man comp is upon us here at MCHANA Pub and Grill alongside Ngong Road, Nairobi, just opposite Prestige Plaza. And ESCHA will be having the Ugandan CEASAR for an opponent. Last time out that these guys faced off, a match I did stream, had ESCHA winning in his home country but not his home city. The Queen Sports Club double elimination comp that happened at Queen Sports Club in Bulawayo in April this year. These two players faced off in their first life second round, and the match was won by ESCHA, racing to 9 by 9 frames to 7. Since then, he has not gotten a match against CEASAR. This one is the first ever since then, and has ESCHA leading and has ESCHA going probably for a second frame out of 2. The news now is that Malvan Makonza has knocked David Njane Bike out at least of his first life match that has ended by 13 frames to 11, and coming live next on table number 2, which is the table where that match was happening, is going to be Mrefu. His actual name is Jackson Kariuki. Kenyan, participating in an invitation comp of this level for the very first time because of his very good form. He reached the round of last 8 at Timbuktu. I didn't see that coming, but yes, he was very deserved, having played so well. He's going to be taking on one of Tanzania's finest, that is Abdallah Hussein. Another match is also going on between Saif Hamad, who is taking on Collins Toy. Last time out that I checked, Collins was leading by 3 frames to 1. That one is live on Peter Chobe Live YouTube. Here, the guy that is queuing right now, Ishka, and nowadays also having ZIM #1 as a nickname, is leading against Uganda's #1 by 2 frames to 0, and is seemingly queuing so well. They also, before Queens, they also played in a money match in Uganda, which I also did stream for $1,000 in Kampala. They only rest to 16, and CEASAR won by 16 frames to 10. The following day, he was also to face against Maluva, Ishka's international teammate, and that one also ended in CEASAR's victory by 21 frames to 15. Ishka going for a third. He did lose, Ishka, a little bit disappointingly in the first round of the last big comp in which he did participate, the Q Masters International Carnival in Tanzania, rather in unexpected fashion against the Ugandan Sula Matova, and lost with relatively big margin by 9 frames to 6. Keep liking the video, keep following, keep sharing. Let's spread the gospel of the sport wherever it has not yet reached. CEASAR now on 4 reds, all of them in perfect space as perfect as is the black. Ishka knows that more likely than not his participation in this ongoing frame has ended. Quite unlikely that CEASAR will ever allow an opponent back on table with this kind of frame, although he will have his head trick called Paul cue ball, now having a relative cut on the red, which he puts to the corner pocket at the top right. White ball is natural for the second red to the same corner pocket, just like that. The rest normally is a formality. A cut of the last red to that same corner pocket, white bouncing off the cushion, moving towards the bottom end of the table. It will not matter because it bounces off the cushion again for CEASAR to have decent white for black to the corner pocket top left for him to win the first frame of the match. CEASAR 1 and Ishka 2.
I was very drunk. So have you been also your day? Yes, my concentration is being here is Facebook as well, right? Yeah.
Still 2-1, dear viewers, with Ishka still in the lead. And I believe that most especially with the new growth of Ishka as another of the bigger boys in African pool, we shall be getting more and more matches involving these two. And action between them did start when Ishka and Malvan Mukonza, then both players under the Nevsan select team. Look at this kind of going from Ishka. I just love that. It had to be very perfect target. White ball almost got sunk into the corner pocket top left, but after not, it moved the entire length of the table to a position now where I think Ishka's realistic opportunity to put a ball to make this ready is probably to the diagonal corner pocket at the top right end of the table, and it has to be simple roll for him to maintain the cue ball in pretty much the same space where there is the red for him to put black to the center pocket on the right. I'm not so certain, by the way, that he is potting easily. He could go for the center pocket on the right off a yellow, could go for the corner pocket diagonal top right in a direct shot, goes for the top right corner pocket. Point accuracy from the guy that is born and bred from Mbare in Zimbabwe, Harare. Ishka Chimbwanda 3 and CEASAR Chandiga 1.
Bisa. Bisa. Đấy là chuyện sao?
Yes.
by 4 frames to 2. CEASAR now trails against Ishka. Still early days yet. Racing to 13. The winner qualifies for the quarterfinals of the winner's side of the bracket. The loser drops to the first round of the loser's side of the bracket, where opponents like Ibra and David Njane and Kelvin and Ginte are awaiting them. Prize pot is $6,000. That's what these players are competing for, with zero money spent in registration. Also zero money spent on transport and accommodation for all traveling players. Because yes, MCHANA Pub and Grill has catered for the air travel from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where they are playing in that comp, which I know that you are very aware of. The comp that was won by Reid, and also no money spent in registration, accommodation for all players, and if there is $6,000 to compete for watching this top class stream, only having to pay data on your phone. Pay data on your phone to watch Ishka, putting red to the corner pocket, moving the right ball the whole distance at the top end of the table. He may not be happy with the fact that cue ball has been played into another of his reds. His only response is if he can play now the red against the rail. He has to avoid any contact between his reds, which if he does, we'll be sinking it in. He has done exactly so. No better way to recover. This one should be him winning a 5th frame in the match out of 7. He has, without a shade of a doubt, started off the better player, the stronger player, representing himself and Harare and Imbari and Zimbabwe, and of course Nevson. Ishka will be putting black to the corner pocket, top right end of the table. And there we go. Ishka 5 and CEASAR 2. And this match is being watched, especially in terms of players, by Maluva. Watching two teammates of his, one an international teammate at the Zimbabwean national team, the other a teammate of his at management level. I don't know whom he's supporting, but blood is thicker than water. I think Ishka. Fahad Farah is also watching. Podge, the commentator David Njane, as well as Brian Kiptalam Lotto, just joining the hundreds that are watching online, and I believe that the number will be growing even bigger. Not the best split of the balls from Ishka. He's attempting to take CEASAR out of a big competition for the second time in as many attempts. Also in 4 months. Last time out that they faced off, match was won by Ishka at Queen Sports Club in Blawayo on center table, with him winning 9 frames to 7. Ishka did eventually get beaten by Eswatini's finest, Nkosinati Bobezi, in the tournament, where CEASAR's second life was also taken down by the eventual winner, Aiden Joseph. Ishka playing little shots that can really mean to be very critical. Every time he shoots, he makes sure that the ball is open, and another shot, another ball is open. Now the world be dead of the 5 reds he's having on the table is the one the red in between black and another red on the left of the table, so close to a yellow, which is blocking its way to that corner pocket from this camera angle at the top left end of the table. And he plays neatly to grant himself cue ball for that dead red, which he wants to put to the center pocket on the left. Should be making this one a clearance, which if he does will be probably the neatest that he will have gotten from the first 8 frames. For whatever reason, he's deciding to play another red first. Now he'll probably need this diagonal pot to the long range corner pocket. White ball being spun backwards towards the end of the table where he is, because he wants white ball for the... Oops, he's deciding to play the dead red last. Sometimes that kind of decision making can be suspect, can be risky. We are waiting to see how good he will play the cue ball. All right, beautiful from the Harare Express, thinking well, did take the risk. Seems the risk has paid off, because now he can put the red to the center pocket on the right. Top spin on the cue ball, probably play the cue ball into the black, or the yellow ball touching the black, plays it into the yellow and puts the ball. No better way to play. He has the role of now putting black to either of the corner pockets closest to the bottom of the screen, and is going for the right corner pocket. After playing so well in the frame, there's no reason as why he should miss this one, which should be the easier of the balls. Unfortunately, it is a miss. Very, very, very unfortunate. Should have taken all the time he had in this world. You don't finish the red's frame so well and then be a little bit complacent on the black. Not only because of the stage of the match, but also given the quality of the opponent whom Ishka is having in the match. He knows that his chance to win the frame did come and has now gone. For a last shot, CEASAR will probably need the cushion in the right to support the movement of the cue ball to a position where he will put the last yellow ball to the center pocket on the right as well, and black to the corner pocket bottom right for him to win a third out of 8. And there he goes. It could be a very painful frame loss for Ishka, especially having a very good chance to win it, and win it by apple, and yet failing on the black, which is relatively easier. CEASAR 3 and Ishka 5. By 8 frames to 6. Cornelius Kigen leads against Saif Hamad. Sorry, it's Colin Sway who is leading. Cornelius Kigen is up against Royd That match is on the MCHANA Pool Club Facebook page. And CK is leading by 4 frames to 3. For a long time, I've known him as the finest player from Eldoret. You're now watching the finest player from Mbare. Ishka Chimbanda will want very good recovery, especially after the bizarre circumstances in which he lost frame number 8. He will want to quickly respond by winning a 9th and have a 3-frame lead in the match for another time. But first, must ensure that he puts the yellow ball at the corner pocket on the top right. White ball, if avoids contact with either of the reds of CEASAR, will be natural for black as long as he uses minimal power. Of course, contact between cue ball and red was always going to cause an issue. He still can recover because black is portable after all to the corner pocket bottom left. As he aims, this time he's taking more time than he did in the previous frame, and this time he's making sure cue ball is safe. Ishka 6 and CEASAR 3. In the space of the last 2 weeks, this one is the 3rd comp Ishka is playing. Not so successful in the first 2. For CEASAR, it is the 4th. He has won 2 of the last 3. 1 a weekly comp in Uganda, the 2nd a 16-man comp that was organized prior to the Q Masters International Carnival. The 3rd, he was losing finalists to Royd. If he could find a way of winning this one, it could be some kind of record. Playing 4 comps in the space of 2 weeks and winning 3 of them. And yet 3 of the 4 are international comps. Ishka did travel from Dar es Salaam back direct to Nairobi with Kenya Airways on Wednesday last week. So he has been here for quite a good time. I think he's accustomed. He also has this fond love for Kenya, and rightly so, because it's the country where he won his first really big event. And in this country, at this venue, on this table, is where CEASAR won the 2nd edition of the Grand MCHANA in December last year when he beat Tanzania's Innocent Sami in the final resting to 9 by 9 frames to 8. Victory that was worth 6,000 US dollars. Also the same venue where CEASAR reached the quarterfinals a year earlier. He has also played a few money matches, and I don't remember him ever losing any on Kenyan soil. This includes victories over fellow Ugandan Dog City, a few Kenyan players, and 2 money match victories. The total worth of the 2 being 8,000 US dollars in pot against Aiden Joseph, and both of them by 21 frames to 20 in 2 mega deciders. Thank you for watching. Joseph Mozondo, you are a big ESCHA fan, but you think CEASAR will lose this match. Okay. So friend Moposhere, thank you for watching. Greatman Chimbundi supporting ESCHA. Blessing Muchenga, thank you for watching. You predicted something weird here. You said CEASAR is going to sail through against this tough Harare boy. Okay, maybe it's not a sailing. At least as of now, it is the Harare boy that is leading. Sofron Moposhere, Marvin Makandiera, John Bosco, thank you for watching. Saradik Dibala, also Jack Kuzwaisha, thank you for watching. Now here is the guy that set some kind of record last year. Ishka Chimbwanda winning 6 out of 8 events organized by the National Elite Players Association of Zimbabwe, NEPAS. Supposed to be the big national events that happen in Zimbabwe, dominating them so much that I personally started calling him, instead of ESCHA, I was calling him Neshka, as in Neshka from NEPAS and ESCHA from ESCHA, calling him Neshka. Of course, at the end of the year, he has some naughty characters. He got suspended from further participation from NEPAS. I don't have news of whether that suspension has been limited. The news I have is that he could be about to win a 7th frame out of 10 against the guy that some like to call the tournament favorite in CEASAR. ESCHA going for yellow to the corner pocket top right, could be playing cue ball into one of the reds, and the spin on the cue ball was not enough. His intention was to have a right spin on the cue ball such that after bouncing off the cushion it's played into the red to open up the yellow, which has since then not come to pass, and which will provide probably chance for CEASAR to play again in this match. ESCHA plays very good defense. The 2 players will be inspecting to clarify if the cue ball is touching CEASAR's red or not. It's not a touching ball. CEASAR will be having a little tap on the red, hide cue ball behind the red. Very good defense. That's the other side of CEASAR. Not so many times you see him playing that kind of game, unless that kind of shooting is the only available option.
Ladies and gentlemen, currently the ongoing matches on table number 1 we have Collins to weigh.
And most likely after that shot that opens up the yellow and the black.
Of Tanzania, 2A leading by 9 frames to 7.
Caesar is having nothing in his mind but to finish the frame in this current visit of the table first. The red ball near that corner pocket top right, white ball bouncing off the cushion at the top with left spin on it because he wants to put the second red to the corner pocket top left, just like that. And Ishka knows that this frame is as good as gone.
Taking on the Scorpion Caesar Chandigarh, ESCHA leading by 6 frames to 3. On table number 7 we have Cornelius Kigen.
One more red, as though he wants to play backspin. The distance between pool table and the fans table is a little bit affecting Caesar's bridge. I think his cue stick is so big.
On table number 4 we have
In terms of length, he will be trying again, as though he has made up his mind instead to play. Alright, his intention was to have sight of the black, put it in a straight shot to the corner pocket top left for him to win a second frame only, sorry, fourth frame out of 10 to restrict Ishka's lead now to 2 frames. Caesar 4 and Ishka 6. Frame number 11 is likely to be won by the Scorpion, who, by the way, just arrived in the country just over 2 hours ago, using the first hour to settle in and in the second hour just to come and fill the venue, and now is already competing and now is already winning a 5th frame out of 11. Caesar 11 and Ishka 6.
Earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, we had Aiden Joseph beating Kevin Kikoti. Ganda beating Ibra Sejemba. And Maluva beating BK. Drop to the losers bracket. You lose your first match. You drop to the losers bracket.
Some results from earlier in the day. By 13 frames to 5, Aiden did defeat Kelvin, and Aiden, by the way, winning the last 7 frames all in a row. I remember him missing only 1 ball in 7 frames. The last 7 he was pretty much playing against himself. Probably the most entertaining match of the competition so far between South Africa's Jeremiah Naido and Uganda's Ibra Sejemba, with Jerry winning by 13 frames to 11. He also won the first 5 frames all in a row. Actually, first 6 frames in a row, and all apples, red and green respectively. Victory for Malvan Maluva from Zimbabwe against Kenya's David Njani Bike by 13 frames to 9. A victory in rather surprising fashion from Kenya's Brian Kiptalam Lotto against Malawi's Sanford Griven Gente. There's another match happening between Royd Kabwe and Cornelius Kigen. And in that one, Kigen leads by 6 frames to 4. And then by 10 frames to 7, Collins Toway City leads against Saif Hamad. Collins Toway is the captain of MCHANA, proudly Kenyan, and his opponent, Abdallah Hussein, is Tanzanian. Called Ishka. Regain his 2-frame lead in this one. Probably yes, he will miss, especially after that relatively very big shot. He wants to put red to the corner pocket top right. Probably throw the white ball in the position just close to the black like that. The rest is a formality. Ishka 7 and CEASAR 5. If you're just joining the stream, it is still early days in this double elimination competition. We are at MCHANA Pub and Grill in the proud East African city of Nairobi, where the venue has fully sponsored, I'm calling it full sponsorship of the tournament in terms of facilitating the players registration and accommodation and meals and the air travel for all. And yet they have a prize pot of $6,000 to compete for and entertaining in the continent to a very free stream. This tournament is a big win for Paul, irrespective of who will win, always at whatever stage. Now it could be Ishka winning. How about him trying to take down CEASAR for a second consecutive down out of 2? Who would want to play the cue ball into the black? Not really, because he knows at the end of the day he has another yellow packed at the corner pocket bottom left for him to simply pot with ease and roll the black to the corresponding corner pocket bottom right of the screen. Here comes Ishka now regaining a 3-frame lead. He's refusing to back down. He's saying no to the ever unending bullishness of CEASAR. Ishka 8 and CEASAR 5. Another close contest between Royd Kabwe and Cornelius Kigen. Royd, the latest big winner in a major African comp, is down by 5 frames to 6 against Kenya's Cornelius Kigen. Collins Tawai leads against Saif Hamad by the whole of 11 frames to 6. Abdallah Hussein leads by 4 frames to 2 against Jackson Kariuki of Kenya. Abdallah Hussein is Tanzanian. Jackson Kariuki, also known as Morefu. While the first matches of the day once again had a 13 frames to 5 victory for Aiden versus Kelvin, and 13 frames to 11 victory for Jerry against Ibra. 13 frames to 9 victory for Malvan Mukonza against David Njani, as well as 13 frames to 11 victory for Brian Kiptalam against Stanford Griven Ginte.
Leading Jackson Kariuki aka Mrefu by 4 frames to 2.
We now have a scratch on the TV table.
From Zimbabwe, leading the Scorpion.
CEASAR now 8 frames to 5 down, with Ishka needing to win 5, CEASAR needing to win 8 out of the last 12. And if he is, he will probably want to see this one to be the first of 8 frames.
From Zambia by 6 frames to 5.
We are at MCHANA Pub and Grill, one of the places now that are the most celebrated pool playing sports in the East African region, and yes, even on the African continent today. So many big comps that have been organized here, so many battles, so many money matches, which this guy queuing has been a beneficiary of, now needing to put the last yellow to the corner pocket from this camera angle, the bottom right. White ball round the black to put the black as well to the same corner pocket, and we'll be winning a 6 after utilizing the scratch by Ishka. It is now CEASAR 6 and Ishka 8. Thank you for watching on Jumbo 2, James Chepto, young legends, Dr. Ando, Seribang Maweng, Masazi Patrick thinks Caesar is losing this one. Answer. Thank you for watching. Shidel Chidakwa, Rolando Jr. We can also have now some predictions on this match, because there's so many times usual Hunter seems to be hunted at his own game. He has a very good history in Kenya. Caesar, winner of the Grand MCHANA, $6,000 that he won, a match that was streamed live on this very page, and so far in one single YouTube stream, it is the most viewed match between two African players in the history of pool streaming. That is the most viewed YouTube match between two African players. And there is a chance that one of these matches could surpass it, especially if we reach a final. Your guess is as good as mine. Caesar will not be guessing his next cue ball. He will be playing cue ball with intent, as he has now accurate white for yellow to the center pocket on the right, another yellow to the corner pocket, and we'll want to draw the cue ball bigly backwards, but with left English on the cue ball, because he wants it to a position where there is the black at the opposite end of the table and on the left. He's drawing back but with left spin and has played neatly. This one is a frame. He's supposed to be registering again by Apple. Caesar 7 and Ishka 8. First time in a long while, by the way, that Caesar is only down by one frame. And also it's the first time in quite a while that these two are facing off with perfect neutrality in terms of home ground, as 1.5 years ago they met in Kampala in Uganda, and then earlier this year they met in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe, with each player winning on their own home ground. This time around they get to meet at a neutral venue. Ishka leads by 8 frames to 7. Moses Maluza, yes sir, he won't survive today with that jersey. I don't know which jersey you're talking about. Agreement Kangasaru Maitabasa from Watch for Watching, must be somewhere in Zimbabwe. Young legend is calling this one green. Ishka, you want him to win this frame by green apple. He will probably be going for the old fancy, the reds. No clear color, no easy apple to put to perfect here, but Ishka will be trying. He knows it that while he is a very good player, the best way of winning a frame against Caesar is not to give him chance on the table. Yes, outside their countries and teams, Ishka does represent Nevsan Selects. That's his management team, responsible for his travel, registration, upkeep everywhere he goes around the continent. He has played so fondly in the last 2-3 years in Zimbabwe, in Zambia, in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Uganda, and as far as China. Caesar does represent his management team, the ATA, and has been taken around the continents of the world. Of course, everywhere in Africa, from the east to the south to the north, as far as Morocco. He has also participated in the World Heibo Championships in China, where he got that tag of being Joy Habo star player and ambassador of joy in Africa himself, alongside South African Habo player Jason Theron. And of late, of course, he did feature in Ultimate Pool in the UK and also had the most live viewed money match involving any African player. It was African versus European when he played with Chris Melling, and at one time the match had 7,800 people watching live, especially when they are watching the decider, when they were tying 2020 in that long race to 21 that has since then been won by Chris Melling. Ishka needs a big shot here. He wants to put red to the center pocket such that white ball bounces off the bottom cushion to move back towards the top end of the table. It is a well-potted ball. Either of the two reds now. His cue ball movement will be very critical here. Now he has this one big shot to make. When he makes a cut of the red, white ball can naturally be played into the cushion. If well guided, it could be played into the four balls, which are two yellows, a red and a black. He plays it into them and splits up the red. Unfortunately, white ball freezes at the top end of the table. Red ball a little bit not in a position where he could pot it easily. If he makes a sharp cut, he doesn't have control of the cue ball. If he tries to pot it by bank, potting it will be quite difficult, and that is what happens as Ishka misses the shot, as CEASAR gets chance to finish the frame and equalize for the first time in the match. It is now 7-6. Roy Kabwe still down on Cornelius Keegan by 7 frames to 6. That match is on MCHANA Pool Club Facebook page. I believe that after this round of matches, we should be starting with the losers category, because now we shall be having 8 players on the losers side of the chart, having gotten the first 8 matches. Each one of these players will be trying to be not amongst the 8 losing players. Now it's time for CEASAR this time to get equalizer for the first time in the match after a lot of criticism in the match, also taking full advantage of a miss by Ishka. 16 frames down, CEASAR 8 and Ishka 8. Thank you for watching Musa Tero. You call this 5-star shooting in this match that has time out for the first time. And Nathan Mugisha and Kennedy Buini and the others, as it is now turned into a race to 5. Match resumes in 2 minutes. The stream is on. Live commentary will follow in 2 minutes. Now, right from timeout, CEASAR won frame number 17 for the first time, and also the most critical time of the match, the business end of the match. The Scorpion is in the lead. Ishka will need to bounce back, especially that he is leading almost all through the match, and yet CEASAR is now leading, and worst of all, Ishka has scratched on the break. And CEASAR will want to finish this frame and will want to lead by 2 frames to make himself now as an overwhelming favorite to win the match. If he can finish this frame and lead with 2 frames for the first time in the match. It's by the first time that he's leading, because Ishka won the first 2 frames, CEASAR pulling 1 back, Ishka making it 3-1, and has been leading since then until frame number 16 when CEASAR equalized, making it 8 frames to 8. And as we speak from timeout, he got to win the 17th frame. Now wants to make it 10 in frame number 18, needing first to put 1 red to the center pocket on the right. Maintaining the cue ball in a position close to where the red he's about to put is. And the red close to the yellow corner pocket on the right is portable, drawing the cue ball backwards. A little bit tricky, the kind of position of the cue, most especially not just support but also how to manipulate cue ball for the next reds with big spin on the cue ball, rolling it around the axis and losing power after the pot. It bounced off the cushion and now can pot another red by rail drive. He wants to play cue ball into a yellow, which he has quite effortlessly. The position of the yellow ball close to the red will definitely hamper the movement of his cue ball, and he simply uses it to his advantage. That's what separates good players from very good players. Even when things are tricky, they can utilize it to their advantage. Now wanting to put black to the corner pocket top right for him to maintain, to have a 2-frame lead for the first time in the match. Puts it with ease yet with power and has a 2-frame lead at the business end of the game. CEASAR now on 10 and Ishka 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, table number 1 have Collins Today leading Safe Hamad by 11 frames to 10.
11 frames to 10. Collins Way leads against Saif Hamad.
Leading Jackson Karaoke.
And then Jackson Karaoke, he's called Morefu. He's 4 frames to 6 down against Abdallah Hussein. So it's Kenya versus Tanzania, each country leading on one of the tables in those ones.
By 10 frames to 8. On table number 7 we have the Q Masters International Champion.
In the meantime, the champion of Q Masters, Royd Kabwe,
Up against Cornelius
is on the MCHANA Facebook page, now tying at 7 frames to 7 all between Sike, Cornelius Kigen and Royd Kabwe. Mahomes Abias, thank you for watching. Ben Jematongo, Emma Wamala, Rolando Jr. says that another one is gone. You think that this frame is gone simply because CEASAR is playing, and look at how neat his queuing skills can be. Maybe that is the time when the beast from the Scorpion is unleashed upon his opponents. You just get a feeling that should he lead by 3 frames, Ishka could probably be fighting a lost battle. The yellow ball now at the top end of the table will be played last as CEASAR rolls cue ball for one more time off the cushion in perfect position for him to pot the last red. Yellow, he'll want to avoid contact between white and red. Yes, he does. The rest will always be a formality 3 frames, one with one visit of the table. Here comes the beast in the scorpion, increases his lead. It is CEASAR now 11 and Ishka 8. Clean Crypto, you're asking if this one is timed. The answer is no. Time only comes in if players arrive to the table late. After the start of play, the rest of 13 has to be played to completion. Losers bracket quarterfinals coming up next. I'm calling them quarterfinals because there are 8 players involved in the loser side of the draw, but doesn't mean that the next round will be semis, because there will not be 4. In the next round of the losers bracket, we shall have the 4 who shall have 1 from the loser side and 4 more who will have qualified from the winner's side. So it will be 12 players. Oh no, Ishka. Things are just not really happening. Not the break, not the clearances, and yet his opponent, he's having his A game now on. I can almost certainly say that this one is a frame just about to be finished by the scorpion, given the position of most especially the reds. He doesn't even need a free shot to finish them. He has just played yellow into another to open up the center pocket on the left so that he can make a clearance of the frame. Once all the pockets clear, such that he can pass his balls to any pocket without any disturbance. He may want now to play the cue ball, maybe into the black. I'm only saying maybe. Not really. The red at the top end of the table being played first now. White ball bounces off the cushion. He can put another red either to the corner pocket, bottom right. Better still the center pocket on the left. He's seemingly going for the corner pocket. After all, it grants him natural white for both the reds, which are portable to the center pocket on the right and left respectively of your screen. The red ball now to the corner pocket, bottom left, will be played last with just a little backspin for him to give himself white for cue ball, for black ball, sorry, to the center pocket on the right, for him to increase his lead, for him to need 1 frame, for him to subject Ishka to try and win 5 frames in a row, or else drop to the loser's side of the chart. CEASAR 12 and Ishka 8. Royd leads by 8 frames to 7 now against Cornelius Kigen. If he breaks it big, it could be his last lap in this race to 13. He does make a ball, but it's the wrong ball. It is the cue ball. From an Ishka perspective, at least a chance to win another frame, a chance to win a first of what he will need 5 frames in a row. Last time that I saw CEASAR losing 5 frames in a row in a race was against Aiden in Kampala. First match they played for a money match for $3,000 US. As CEASAR led by 20 frames to 16, Aiden winning 4 matches, 4 frames in a row, all with 1 visit of the table to make it 20 to 20, and then winning a decider, a long fought decider. It's the first time that I've ever seen Aiden play out 1 frame for about 13 minutes on the table. In black ball on a free shot, after a player putting 1 ball, either playing red to play yellow or yellow to play red, it's only a free shot. It leaves an open table. The table will be closed by Ishka now that he gets to put a yellow ball, and just yellow for a free shot. If he had played again red to play yellow, he would have closed the table playing yellows, or yellow to play reds, he would have closed the table playing reds. Going for clearance number 9. You are watching the Grand MCHANA Africa 16-man competition with Uganda's CEASAR Chandiga coming from behind to lead by 12 frames to 8 in a race to 13 against Zimbabwe's Ishka Chimbwanda. Of course, one of the more anticipated matches in the first round, which has to see one of these players drop to the loser's side, the other progressing his 2 lives into the quarterfinals of the first life. Ishka needing sharp cut, also having to maintain cue ball for the next. Not easy given how sharp the cut has to be. Naturally use a lot of energy, and yet he doesn't white ball so far away from the last yellow. That's why he's really thinking. He wants to absolutely make sure there is a tempting shot. Yellow off the cushion to the center pocket on the left, again off the red, but Ishka will be deciding to have a sharp cut. I'm not so certain that he'll have control of the cue ball. Has a sharp cut. Cue ball moves towards the top end of the table and is looking lost. Oops, finally. There's a bit of luck as cue ball is played into red and black for him to give himself sight of the last yellow on the table, which he'll be sinking in. No. It is a miss. It is a chance for CEASAR to win the match once and for all. For whatever reason, he's having some time to watch the match between Royd and Cornelius. Maybe these players are now trying to monitor each other. They know whom they have to beat and who has to be eliminated for them to stand even a better chance of winning the money. $2,000 for the winner, $4,000 to split between the next players in terms of order. Maybe CEASAR is being tempted to play defense shot here. Ishka must find a way of coming off the cushion to pot the yellow ball, the one and only yellow ball on the table. He probably wants to play off 2 cushions, one on the right, one on the left, such that white ball moves to the corner pocket. That's where it's moving. Very good angle calculation from Ishka Chimbwanda. The king of the Nepals is now having chance after putting one critical ball to the center pocket, most especially on the left. It's the most likely shot. There he aims, cuts it sharp, and sinks it in. Where is white ball going? Oh no. After the genius with which Ishka found the yellow from 2 angles, CEASAR has the luck to win the frame even without potting the black. And one of the most anticipated matches in the first round of this ongoing double elimination competition here at MCHANA Pub and Grill. The champion of Team Maxo is down at least in one of his lives. The Grand MCHANA champion qualifies to the quarterfinals with 2 lives intact. Final score: CEASAR Chandiga, Uganda 13, Ishka Chimbwanda, Zimbabwe 8.